Hi everybody, how's it going? Stephanie Ani here in Concord. It's late at night and I'm sitting here really trying to figure out the best way to explain perspective and things that create depth within a piece of artwork. The thing is that I haven't taken my art classes for well over 20 years, and I went to a very good art school, and trust me, they did make it into something that was more of a second nature instead of something that, you know, you really had to think about. So I was just kind of playing around with color to see if there would be a way that I could describe to you while using color what creates intensity. So, or I'm sorry, what creates depth. An intensity of color is definitely something that is going to create depth in your painting or your piece of artwork. So let's take these three colors first. So let me get a new piece of paper out here. Frayed burlap is a very gray color. Okay, it's a very toned down color. So the background color is going to be smaller. It's a smaller amount. And then your middle ground is a little bit larger amount of space that you would take up. And your foreground is, this is going to be a really intense color, is going to be the largest amount. So foregrounds in general can be up to half of the painting as people are creating depth. I'm sorry, half of the painting to the horizon line. Okay, so then once you have the horizon line, you can work the other direction. Okay, and then here, now this doesn't actually work for most skies, but we want more in the middle ground. So skies do have foreground, middle ground, and background also. So then your most intense colors, okay, the intensity of the color is very important. It is what's going to bring those parts forward. Now the reason why this frayed burlap actually is coming a little bit forward, so you squint your eyes at it. Squint your eyes. And you look at the colors and you go, does that sit back into the back? This doesn't, because it's such a warm tone in compared to this iced spruce. This iced spruce is a cool tone. So it's a bluer shade in comparison to the warmer colors. Okay? Cool and warm. Cooler colors will sit in back. Warmer colors are coming to the front. That's just what it happens. So what we've learned here in just this short time was cool colors recede, how much, so you have smaller space as you go back. And the most intense colors will come forward. And what else did we learn here? So see, even here, if you squint at it, this comes forward because it is a more intense color. But this is actually a warmer tone than that. So they kind of fight each other a little bit. You know, but again, you squint. So another thing that would make a difference is light to dark. Okay, and what that means is you will have the most contrast in the front. And if you want something to sit behind it, you have to have less contrast. Okay, so if we put a little bit of this color right there, well, all of a sudden we've created more contrast. Did I just make that all messy? No, it's okay. Or, yeah, this was the lucky clover, wasn't it? Or if I put on, so watch what happens when you put a super, super intense color over the top of it. So that's going to be your most foreground. See how that works? And cracked pistachio is actually a very intense color. So we're just going to make that right in there with that. Cracked pistachio is a bluer tone. It's sitting back behind this. So when I'm doing my landscapes, I actually do work from the sky down. So we're actually going to make this into our horizon line here. And I just changed it so that you're seeing it. Sorry. We'll fix that. Oh, hey, that's pretty. We're going to keep going this direction. Okay. So, interesting, right? So let's put a little bit of faded jeans back in here. This is a gray tone. It should sit down back in here. Now it's coming a bit forward, of course, because it is the most darkest color that's there. But this salty ocean is very bright. So let's see here what we're doing. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really know. And the ice spruce. We'll bring in some more of this ice spruce and bring it down to our horizon line. Okay. So then, what color? Oh, let's go with a little bit of this and see where it fits in. So this would fit in here. It's still fairly bright. See, it's coming in front of those blue colors. But the citron can go on top of it. Okay. And frayed burlap was pretty warm. Don't know about putting that on again. I'm gonna have to. All right, and let's make a mountain color in there. Where's my purples? Okay, so we have two very bright, intense purples. Purple generally does sit behind pretty well, and it's going to work this time. Okay, I'm just painting in some mountains real fast. This is all upside down, you guys, so I have no idea what it looks like to you. All right, I'm going to pull this a little bit further forward. Okay, and then I'm gonna make some flowers in here. Okay, so this is a very intense color. It doesn't show up as intense on this screen, of course, but once I put it down here, then it's really bright. Okay, so if we want to do some water, my lid for that guy. And we're going to make that an intense color again. We're going to bring that really forward. Now, another thing that creates depth is to have more detail up front, more intense colors, more detail, all of those things. So let's make this go back here just a little bit. We're going to make the sun come down through it, okay? How's it looking? How's it looking, guys? Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. What else can we do here? Let's pop some more color in here. I want that sky to be nice and intense. And just have a little bit of that gray, not a ton of the gray. What would be ideal is if you look at your horizon, this color is actually a very white blue. And as you look up in the sky, it goes from a white blue, which I don't have white, a white blue up to a middle value, and it gets to be a very intense color right over your head. It's very beautiful. I love the color of the sky and the ocean, of course. So here, see, I can put in some very intense color. And it pulls it forward again. Ooh, so what's going to happen here? That's going to make that come to the foreground. All right. It's intensity of color. It is see, that's even more intense than that fired brick, so that comes forward even more. That's not going to be a good place for that. Okay, so let's pretend like there's some trees in there. Well, okay, so we're going to put some trees back in here. And some more hillsides. But we don't want to do that necessarily. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm really going to do next? There's a lot of ink on there. Oh, we're going to let that dry. That's what I got in here. I know I'm getting off track, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. This paper is very absorbent that I've put all this ink on too, so that'll be cool. I'll go right there. Right there. This is very random. Sorry. I'm a random person, that's why I'm an artist. That's why I had such a hard time in school, dang it. Until I figured out how to teach myself. Once I figured out how to teach myself, life was much, much, much better. Okay, what do we got? Huh. Yeah. Well, that's kind of it, though, you know. You have your grayer tones, less intense tones. And you have to work the color forward to your most intense colors will always come in front of your grayed tones. Your warmer colors will always come in front of your cooler colors. Okay? So just with color, you can create something coming forward or going backwards in a piece. So even like this piece here, you have the blue, it sits behind the red. Now, the reason why is the blue is fuzzier, so less contrast, less sharp, it's blurrier. The pink is a warmer color. It has more contrast, it has more pigment. Well, this has a lot of pigment actually, but it has, this red is just a color that will automatically come in front of these other colors that are on here. Let's see. That one doesn't really apply. These are kind of hard to explain because so the reason that makes this one so interesting is this, I think that was frayed burlap over the top of this. This is a color that would naturally recede behind this purple and red. That gives it actually a greater amount of interest. So we're messing with your eye by doing that a little bit. And you don't even realize it. So you're putting a color that would normally go behind, and you're bringing it in front. And in doing that, it creates extra interest. Okay, and everything we do, we want to try to create as much interest as possible, right? That's what we're all about. So, look at that color in comparison to all of those. Then, look at this color, okay? So this is automatically going to sit behind this. It's a bluer tone. It is a muddier tone. Okay, and muddy is good in some cases. The most intense color is going to come to the front. Muddier tone is going to go to the back. What else can I show you with these little color pieces? Yeah, I mean, even look on comparison here to there. It's a huge contrast. And this will when it's in a painting and you use something that is that bright and that intense, you're going to have to use it sparingly. You're going to use it on the things that you want to come forward the most. Okay, I hope I haven't rambled too much because God knows I think I got off track quite a bit. Intensity, crispness, detail, color contrast. Gray goes to the back. More muted colors will go to the back, you know, and then here's your horizon line, okay, and you have larger to smaller. You choose a point that's going to be, you know, where you want your horizon line to be. So, like with this guy, can I take a Sharpie over this? Can I do it? Okay, so here we have this mountain, and we have this mountain behind it, okay? And then we're going to have this stream that comes around like this, okay? Well, that's not going to work like that. We're going to have that stream be a little bit smaller, okay? Hey, cool. And then these would be smaller trees back here. And then these would be larger trees as you come forward, and then you would have your largest tree up here. Hopefully you're still on camera. Okay. This isn't really good for my pens to be using it on this stuff, obviously. Smaller goes in the back. Gets larger as you come forward. You get more detail as you come forward. Some rocks in here. And some stuff in here. Again, this is all upside down. I have no idea what I'm creating. And your trees will get larger back in this background. So what I just did there was I made this tree be in front of this tree. It's just how it works. Okay, I'm going to stop now because I don't know if any of this is any good, and I'll have to watch it in the morning to see if it makes any sense at all, because I'm kind of tired tonight and it was a long day at work and I just kind of want to play now. So I'll work on this some more. I will get some better points on perspective, and we will play more later. Okay guys, talk to you soon. Bye.